I remember looking back at the good old days from my childhood, you know, back when we used to have no responsibilities, right? We could pretty much do whatever we wanted and it would still bring to us a lot of fun. Back then, I remember I used to be such a happy kid. Back then, I wouldn't even need a reason to be happy. I would always walk around with this big fucking smile on my face. And as I grew up, I started to lose that trait. As I entered high school and I noticed that the people around me were far, far different from me, you know, it was much harder to fit in. It was much, much harder to find the right people to surround myself with because all I could see were the motherfuckers with fucking vapes and the motherfuckers with fucking bad addictions. And I didn't want to be around those people, right? So throughout the first year, even the second year, honestly, I was a rather lonely guy. I would maybe have like 2 or 3 close friends, but overall, I would not socialize at all. I was this weird quiet kid, right? Matter of fact, I wasn't even the quiet kid. I was like the awkwardly loud kid. You know what I mean? Every time I would get into a conversation with somebody, I would act very energetic, essentially very repulsive to other people, right? I was annoying. I would still act like a kid around teenagers, right? And that made me really stand out and it made me a little bit lonely. I'm just gonna be downright honest, right? I used to have a very, very lonely time period back then. And I know that, especially ever since I hopped on self-improvement, I can definitely tell you that a lot of guys really struggle with this shit. Like, really imagine, like, how lonely is the average guy? He might have like 2 or 3 close friends. And this isn't to say that having a lot of close friends is necessary. No, honestly, I have a lot of friends, but I only have 2 or 3 like actually close friends. So it's not like you need to have a huge fucking friend group. But the point that I'm trying to make is I used to have those 2 or 3 close friends. But besides them, I would not socialize at all. I was always this awkward guy when I would be around people. Generally speaking, I still felt a little bit lonely down there, you know what I mean? Even though I had those friends I used to surround myself, I would still feel just lonely in general. And this is why I wanted to ask you that question. Do you need a hug, bro? Do you need a hug? Because especially now that you're on self-improvement and you find it 20 times harder to actually surround yourself with the right people, it can get really fucking hard to find friends. Oh my fucking god, my tripod, it's so annoying. But yeah, it can get really, really hard to surround yourself with the right people, especially on self-improvement. Because most people, even if they are on self-improvement, you know, they watch like 2 or 3 Hamza videos and now they think they're on self-improvement. They don't reflect the same habits as you do. They're not as deep into that topic as you are, right? Because here you are watching a motherfucker with 300 subscribers and you're actually engaged and you're actually listening. Most people aren't on that level yet. Most people's self-improvement journey ends with 2 Andrew Tate YouTube shorts and maybe 1 long Hamza video, which they only watch for 3 seconds. But the point that I'm trying to make is it's very hard to find friends who are also on self-improvement. And honestly, I started to look at things from a different perspective. And as soon as I changed my mindset towards making friends, it really, really helped me develop like a more socialized style of living, essentially. But do you think that out of all of the great people in the world, I'm talking about like the best people in the world, like the nicest people, like the 1% of a man, I don't know how they call it, the 1% of men, something like that, right? Do you really think that all of these men watch Hamza videos? Do you think that all of them know who Andrew Tate is? Because I can guarantee you right now, most of like the real top tier men, they have no fucking idea who Andrew Tate is. They have zero fucking clue who Hamza is, right? And this sounds very fucking confusing, right? Because when most people think of self-improvement, they think of like this mainstream, you know, YouTube style of self-improvement where they just copy the habits that YouTubers told them to do. But the real guys who are on the top of the world, do you really think that they constantly watch those fucking self-improvement videos? Do you really think that they even know who these people are? They might have seen them like 1 or 2 times on their YouTube page, but I'm pretty sure they're far too busy with their lives instead of cooking themselves to what Hamza's doing right now, to what Tate's doing right now. They don't give a fuck about that. They really, really don't give a fuck. And as soon as I stopped looking at people from such a judgmental way, because I used to think that, this guy's not on self-improvement, he doesn't lift weights, he doesn't meditate twice a day, I'm not gonna talk to him. Even though he was still a great guy. And I would do this with so many fucking people, especially not even especially, like in a lot of places, right? At the gym, right? I used to have so many people. I used to know so many people that were friend potential, like literally friend potential. I would speak to them and there was like this connection in between us. Not in a gay way. And I could tell that, by the way, he wasn't some dumb guy, right? But of course, he didn't watch Hamza, he didn't watch Tay, he wasn't that into self-improvement. He would still go on a party once every 3 months. But I would not talk to him. Because, he's not a self-improvement lord like I am. You don't need to be the self-improvement gigamind, the self-improvement dork. I recently I watched one of Hamza's courses in Adonis, what is it called? Adonis Gang, I think. I rarely watch it, but I really like this one take from Hamza, which he calls these type of people self-improvement autists. And I really like that. I really like that, honestly. Most people, they're either barely into self-improvement, or they are like this self-improvement autists, where as soon as they get into self-improvement, they outcast themselves from literally everybody around them. As soon as somebody approaches them and wants to be their friend, they're like, as long as you don't meditate twice a day and you don't lift weights 9 times a day, it's like, fuck you. Fuck you. If you're that type of motherfucker who obsess over self-improvement at such an immense level, fuck you. Fuck you. This is the exact reason why nobody's giving you a fucking hug yet. It's because you're outcasting yourself. Brother, you need to stop outcasting yourself from other people just because they're not like you. Most people are not like you. Remember what these guys told you, right? You're not normal. What even is being normal nowadays? Vaping? Drinking out on the weekends, going to the parties on the weekends? Is this the lifestyle you want to live in? Because when most people think of that, they start to close themselves in their room. The only times they go outside is to the gym. Only to the gym, really. Most of the time they spend at home being productive. But they're not actually socializing. They're not actually speaking to other people besides their parents and their friends on Discord. They don't go outside. They don't fucking go outside. They don't talk to other people. And if you could remember one thing from this video, I'll tell you right now, all you need to fucking remember from this video is you need to socialize more. You need to stop making self-improvement your goddamn priority, because it's meant to improve your life. It's not meant to be the main fucking priority. It's because it's not self-improvement anymore. It's self-obsession at this point. If you make self-improvement the main priority of your fucking life and you sacrifice like your social lifestyle for the sake of making profit, what's the word? Making progress. Making progress. You sacrifice all of that for the sake of just a little bit more progress. You're not gonna get anywhere. It's not gonna get you anywhere pleasant, my friend. If you could remember one thing from this video, just remember that when you sacrifice all of these things for just a little bit more growth, it's not worth it. The best answer to this is you should balance out both. You should still be on self-improvement. You should still be productive. You should still go to the gym. You should still do all those amazing habits. But you shouldn't be a nerd about it. You shouldn't be a geek, because when you stop speaking to other people for the sake of making a little bit more growth, it's like, no. This is why you're so repulsive to other people. This is why you need that motherfucking hug, because nobody wants to fucking hug you. I know I sound like a fucking dickhead or a 16-year-old kid. But if you genuinely look at your life objectively, right? If you objectively analyze what I said in this video and fill in the pattern with your life, then you would be surprised to see how similar it actually is. All you need, my friend, is to give up those self-improvement limiting beliefs of going out to other people and actually start to fucking socialize. We are tribal human beings. We are supposed to live in a tribe around other people. And when you close yourself in your little bubble, in your little self-improvement bubble because you want to make progress, it's like you actually end up making less progress because your mental health is slowly gonna start to drop down. And I'm telling you this from experience, right? Just a couple of months ago, I shaved my head to go on a monk mode period, right? Where all I would care about is fitness, making money, YouTube, yada, yada, yada. You get it, right? And guess what? I actually made my progress. I actually gained the results I wanted, right? My physique's looking better than ever now. The sub count has drastically increased. But my mental health still started to drop. It started to drop relentlessly, and I could feel it. I could genuinely feel the difference changing, because I was not social. I haven't seen my friends in so long at that point in time. I was just an outcast. When I would go to school, I wouldn't speak to a single person because I would be watching my little self-improvement podcast on my phone with my earphones on. I would not talk to anybody. And I'll say this one more fucking time before we finish this video so that you can understand. If you were to remember one thing from this fucking video, please make it the one thing. Please make it the thing that I just talked about, right? Make it How do I make this sentence in English? English, my second language, all right? I sometimes struggle with making sentences, but if you were to remember one thing from this video, it better be the fact that you need to stop being like this self-improvement fucking dork and actually socialize with other people. That's when you gotta get that hug, bro. But okay, I really hope you found value in this video, all right? If you want to talk to me directly whilst hanging around an amazing community, which all will give you a hug, I guarantee you joining my Discord server is the right thing to do. But if not, you can like, comment, subscribe to all these things. Do whatever you think is right. Do whatever you think is right, all right? I'm not gonna force you to do anything, but all right, I'll see you in the next one. That ending was so awkward. All right, fuck you. Take care.